Hello, welcome back to Two Nigerian Women. My name is Ibukun.
Hi everyone, my name is Abidemi and welcome to today's episode of Two Nigerian Women.
Yay! We're going to do something slightly different. We know you guys like our dilemma episodes with Uncle Sumi, and we have some dilemmas that we find online, and it's the social ills that affect us in this world today. So we thought, okay, let's bring one in. And this is from Quora, Quora, not advertising for them, but just so you know where our sources are from. And this gentleman put a question on. I don't know why people go to these forums to question the world. It's
I
amazing.
know, but I think it gives them some level of anonymity and it's easier for them to unburden without knowing that anybody's judging them that knows them personally.
Ah,
I think that can be the only reason. And
oh, this
also,
man put his name on it too.
well, do you know how many people bear that name?
Well, if you are able to Google and whatnot, I think you can find him. But
Did he
let
put
me
where
read.
he's based?
Yes, he puts every. I don't understand people.
Well, no, actually, but you do know that Quora is linked to your Google account sometimes. So it might be because you registered Google account and you wrote that and that came up. Excuse me, that came up. So that might be it. But having said that, I think people put things there that also the way of onboarding, having a confession box without anyone knowing you personally and being
Yes.
able to put two and two together and almost judging you. Yeah, people can judge you from afar; they don't know you, so it's water off a duck's back. But I think somebody judging you in your house, knowing you, is different. So I think that's what people enjoy: the fact that they can ask those questions and leave that place, leaving all of that behind, and not somebody
I'm.
personally, yeah, telling them off. So and he
Well,
might have changed a lot of things about it. We're just saying the daughter might not be 20, the child
well,
might not
let's
be
let's
that
read
age.
it.
It might not.
Exactly. Let me
Okay.
read what the issue is. So the person writes, my 26-year-old daughter hit me just because I tried to come into her home by force because she wouldn't listen to me. I filed charges against her and now she's in jail. Did I do the right thing? See wahala. Oh. Wait.
I think to a certain extent, what is the basis of that relationship? I think it's a very volatile relationship for her to want to hit a parent. But one thing we have to get straight is that we definitely know that this person is not from a particular culture, first and
What? They're not
foremost.
African, is what you're saying.
No,
It's not
that's the
about
first
being
thing we have to
African,
get.
though. To be honest with you, some of our people from our
Hmm.
culture would do something like this. To be fair, they would. But okay, so this
It's not really popular.
it's not what?
It's not popular.
It's not. No, no, no. It's not commonplace. It's definitely not commonplace. It's a total lack of respect, irrespective
Hmm.
of how annoying the parent can be or even anyone
Yeah.
can be. Violence is not the answer. We do not stand for violence. Okay. All right. So this person has a
You're
26
just
year
putting that. You're just putting that out there so people know. Disclaimer: we're not up for violence.
old.
Violence never solves anything. Yeah.
It shouldn't solve anything. Sometimes it might. But anyway, okay. Yeah. How do you start to unravel this? So this daughter is a full grown adult, 26 years old. And
Yeah.
it must have been an argument because the father is saying the daughter would not listen to him, and he then tried to enter her home by force. So he was in the argument was probably face to face, and then in trying to enter her home by force she hit him. Okay, let's start there
Hmm.
before we go to the second half where he files charges. Right. Now, I think there is a let me try and put this delicately because we thank God for our parents. We are appreciative. They birthed us. They raised us as best as they could. They provided for us as best as they could. But when you
But
get
but
to
but
a
we're talking
certain
about that's not every parent because a lot of people didn't have that. Don't have that.
okay, let's presume he
Okay.
did the best he could.
Okay.
for her in growing up. But that does not give him the right to tell her how to live her life. Let me, right is the wrong word.
We
That
don't
does
know the
not,
context of what he
wait,
was trying to correct her.
exactly. Let me qualify my statement.
Okay.
He can no longer have a direct influence on her life. That's the best thing to say. Because he is no longer the provider, he is no
Yeah.
longer the caretaker, and he is
Yeah.
no longer the what's the word? What's the word? He's not the sole authority in her life.
He's not her guardian. Like
Exactly.
generally, she's an adult.
She is
Mhm.
an adult. She's fully grown. Now, whatever the argument was, she decided not to listen to him. He then decided to force his way into her house to make his point. That is threatening behavior in any context, though. Any context, not because he's her
Mhm.
father. It is so because we're arguing and I decide not to listen to you. You now want to enter my space by force. That's taking liberties, to be honest with you. And I think, especially if it is such a tense and heated situation, both parties should take pause. There was no point in forcing the issue by trying to force entry into her house. He should have given her time and for her to cool down, but for him as well to cool down because this sounded like a well escalated situation. Over to you, Sissy.
Well, first and foremost, I was just trying to assess based on what kind of relationship do they have that's trying to force himself into our house. But having said that, listening to what you are saying by what you said in regards to she's an adult, number one, and if she
Mm,
doesn't want you in her personal space, then you have to respect that. So at what point did he get to the point that he, like, for me, as he's solving a conflict, I don't know. I'm trying to put myself in that situation.
mm,
My child's not saying to me, I want to go to their house and force the door open. If they don't want to see you, I think you
mm,
need to respect that's your personal space
mm,
and turn away. You don't have to force yourself into the house because you feel that this is your child.
mm,
And I think there's also the element of mutual respect missing on both sides. It's obviously there's been a break or lack of communication. There is no mutual respect. She doesn't respect him. He doesn't respect her. Because if he respected her, he won't try to force his way into her house. And if she respects him, she will, even if she don't want to take his advice, she would at least listen. And
mm,
then you don't solve an issue with another, creating another issue by filing charges and then she's in prison. I think you have just destroyed any opportunity to be able to level with that child because, oh, you can make me go to prison, even if whatever she did was wrong. Nobody's going to listen to you because you filed charges. I don't know if the filing charges was to make himself feel better or to make her pay or to teach her a lesson,
mm,
but two wrongs can't make it right. I think to a certain extent, from the very beginning, him even going there was just out of it because if anything, they should have cautioned him. You shouldn't have gone there. Why
mm.
did you go there? Obviously, she doesn't want to listen to you. The wife trying to force yourself into a house.
Your
And
house.
there's another way to look at it because now it's almost like he has one over her. Because I don't know why a parent, no matter how disrespectful a child is, except it's an intervention. Will he call this an intervention? Is
Well,
she? Well, we don't know,
we
actually,
don't
we
know.
don't.
We don't know why they were arguing. We don't know why they were
I think
arguing.
maybe somebody would have asked him and he would have given some kind of context. If you read down,
Mm,
most likely he will try to justify why he did what he did and why she acted that way. But I just feel that there's a lot of things that have been simmering under the surface. It's not as straightforward as it's been put out for us to see because we're only
mm.
hearing his story. What about her story? There's
Sorry.
always two sides to a story and the truth.
I
So
agree.
go ahead the other two sides and
Okay.
then and the so too. So it is difficult. That's what I'm gonna say. It is very, very
It
difficult.
is difficult because even if context was given. So let us say he was concerned about her welfare. There are other ways to go about it. There are other ways to go about it.
Yeah,
So there's the concern about
yeah.
her welfare, or even maybe if a child is involved, like a grandchild, a concern. It could be it should. I would want to hope it wasn't misplaced concern, which is why he was really trying to get his point across. But if we go to the second part, She hit him because she was threatened, in my opinion,
Anxious.
by,
Yes.
exactly, by him trying to force his way into her house. So in so doing, she also went too far as well. She went
Mm.
too far. This is your parent. Whatever it is that caused the argument, hitting them is obviously much older than you. I don't want to assume their health conditions or whatnot, but this is an older person that you have hit. Whatever impact the hit was, it is
Mm.
more a dent on the psyche as opposed to the physical. You
Or the
are
ego.
their child and you are
Yeah.
hitting them. Lord, may we not have old age abuse rampant in this world.
Yeah.
I think it is a sad state of affairs when family fights physically, whether it's parent, child, or siblings. I find it really, really sad. It should never get to that point.
Or
But
even spouse, husband to wife, wife to husband. I just find it very like there's a rule in my house. You
no
don't hit
domestic abuse.
anybody. No, we don't hit anyone. Even if you're upset, my children, they're upset with each other. They're not
Mm,
allowed to hit. There's no physical fighting. Even there are some words that I do not condone in
mm,
my house as a
mm,
rule standard. And
mm,
so these for me, at going back to this issue, I'm a bit uncomfortable to a certain extent because that word hit connotes so many things. Is it a
mm,
little slight shove and he fell backwards? Did he hurt himself? He didn't put that he hurt himself. He was hurt.
mm,
So the hit might be she shoved you, shot her door. And oh, you put your hands on me. Do you understand? Because people use they a lot of things can be blown out of proportion. And I feel
mm,
that to a certain extent, this is one of it. I'm not justifying what she did because, like I said, two wrongs don't
mm,
make a right.
mm,
But pushing, I think she shoved. Maybe he fell backwards or he
mm.
hit something. He never wrote that he got hurt because if he got hurt, then that's different. They'll say grievous bodily harm. There's nothing like that.
For the police to have cause to arrest her, he must have been able to show a bruise or
Or
something.
maybe he was really, really elderly. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly,
That's another.
exactly,
Mm.
exactly. So the cliche, two wrongs don't make a right. This one is three wrongs, definitely made it all wrong because he then went and reported her to the police. Police, don't you have any other people around you? This is what concerns me about parenting in general, passive parenting. When you are bringing up this child, did you surround yourself or the child with mentors, people that they also have the ability to go to ask for support, advice, so that when it comes to they can't talk to you, they can go and talk to that person. And even if you
Mm.
can't find someone like that, there must be somebody else, maybe a friend of theirs that is close, unless the girl is so isolated. But the point is, why would you go to the police to report your own child who hit you because you
Mm.
are arguing with her? You see the vicious cycle going on here. You are now coming on Quora to ask if you did the right thing. Of course, you know you didn't do the right thing. It is embarrassment
And that's
and
and
stupidity that got you to the point of asking that question on Quora, of all places. You know without a doubt. Come on, you are old enough to know you did not do the
also
right thing.
another thing to look at when she was growing up, because sometimes single, I don't know. I'm just trying to assess this situation. There's a lot of unanswered questions there. Also, when she was growing up, did you talk at her or talk to her? There's
Mm,
a big difference. Like I was
mm,
speaking with someone last week, and I was saying that you're hearing me, you're not listening. You're
mm,
hearing to respond, you're not listening. And we find that a lot when it comes to even individuals. They hear you, but are they listening? Are
mm,
they? There's a big difference.
mm.
Do you understand? A
Yeah.
lot of people just hear to have an answer. They're
Mm,
actually not taking it all in. So
mm,
there's also that. And like I said, there's a lot, the mutual respect on either side is gone. It
mm,
is so obvious because whatever the situation was, it must have deteriorated so bad to get to this point that you're forcing yourself into your child's home. Obviously,
mm.
she does not want you there. So, and I don't know how long that has gone on for. And you won't give somebody advice. It's not by force now. It's not by force. Sometimes I know, as annoying as it seems, you don't want your child to learn a lesson the hard way, but
So
sometimes
yeah,
they need to learn.
they do.
It's not by you because say don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. I remember as children, don't touch that candle, oh, don't touch that light, oh, don't touch that
Hmm.
lamp. Oh, you touch. Once you touch it, you don't rest. You start running away because that don't is actually touch me, touch me, touch me. Once they touch it, everybody's body temperature now come down. Say, are you okay now? In fact, when they see the thing, they'll be running away. They'll be running. So you have things like that. So I have this fireplace. So when my last child was little,
Mm.
they like touching. I don't want to use the okay. She liked touching the fireplace.
That place.
Don't touch the fireplace. Leave it alone. It's electric. You will not hear. Stop,
Mm.
stop, 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 stop. Once the light come on like this, my daughter has run to it. We look, she even
Mm.
throw food inside. So
Eh,
there'll be pizza, there'll be everything inside. The day she started to put her two hand on it to say hello, the thing gave her, it shocked you. She now moved back from that day. She didn't touch it
you
again. And
expect
that's
yourself.
yes. So sometimes we need to allow our children learn lessons. We just pray that those lessons are not fatal or lessons that like I don't know, but the thing
Mm.
is also when she was growing up, were you actually listening to her? Because
Mm.
sometimes we say we're bringing up our children, but are we actually listening to them and hearing them out and making them know that their feelings are valid? Because if he valid her feelings, no matter how disrespectful it might be, he won't try to force his
Mm.
way into a house. You don't have to come in, I'll step back. Do you understand? But there are better ways. If you say this is your child, you obviously know them to a certain extent. There are better ways to conflict resolution. If it's gifting, if it's calling, wearing them out, but not because you started the agitation by forcing your way in. And she
Mm.
responded the the best way she could by reacting.
Mm.
So,
It,
yeah, it's
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 sad. It's sad.
it is sad.
These are the sort of things that wound my heart because first of all, the deterioration of the relationship is one aspect, but then
Relationship. Yeah.
escalation that almost puts it at a place of no return. The girl is now sitting in jail. What do you want? What good
It's
can
not
you
going to
see?
because I suspect it happened in the States or
Of
maybe
course.
Canada. I think.
Sorry.
But it might
I'm
also
sorry,
just be for
Americans. I can't help you. I
I
really
it's more a reprimand than a thing. So she's probably just going to be in the county jail, maybe behind the counter for 24 hours or 18 hours, and then she'll be let go. But it still does not negate the fact that, as far as she's concerned, her daddy put her in prison. More reason for her to climb up, not want to have anything to do with him. That is a relationship that is on its last leg. And we don't need I know it's easier said than done because we have a lot of difficult people generally in our lives, in our families,
mm,
amongst us, our friends, and we have to learn to manage these situations on case to case basis. Like I said, it's easier said than done because sometimes you actually don't know how to react to yeah. It's easier to pass judgment or tell someone, oh, you should have done that than when you're in that
mm,
situation. Because sometimes when you're in that situation, all sense of reasoning goes out the door. You don't even think about what you could have done any better.
um,
It's after the
exactly.
fact that saying, oh, I should have. Oh, maybe I should. And it is really, really sad. But I just feel that something must have gone fundamentally wrong to get to that point. But
Mm, mm,
how as an adult you handle that or as a parent is
mm,
unique to you. But also I think there has to be some level of understanding. You know your child to a certain extent. You know what they like and what they don't like. Obviously, you must have been texting her and she told you, or messaging and calling her, she's not responding. She doesn't want your advice. She doesn't want to see you because you're
mm,
going to remind her of a decision she needs to make.
mm,
And then
mm,
you show up at the door. You, as a parent, were out of line. And I just feel a lot of the times we tend to lose, no, I don't want to use the word control, but we tend to lose our, is this self control or to lose the message by the way
mm.
that we are carrying ourselves, by the way that we are trying to make our opinions heard. And these children, you're bringing up a child to be independent. You're not going to live forever. So you have to trust them. No matter how annoying, you can see the trailer crash down the M1. You can see it. But
Yes.
no matter how annoying it is, you sometimes have to allow these children be because they are learning lessons as they grow. We don't have the antidote or the manual for being a good parent. We are learning as our children are growing. We are learning along with them. We are learning, we are unlearning, we are relearning. We are kids. And it's
Mm-hmm.
very important because a lot of people, I think a lot of the times, I just feel that our generation were more intentional about being, I love that word. I think that's my favorite word, intentionality.
Intentionality.
We are more intentional about being parents that are
Yeah.
alive, well, are responding, are listening, and are also allowing room for dialogue, which we did not get when we were growing up. And
Mm.
it is very important that we need to take this going forward because I just feel that the way we treat our children is also the way that they will respond back to us to a certain extent.
Yep.
If you treat them with respect, they'll respect you. If you treat them with disrespect, they'll disrespect you. If you treat
Mm.
them like little people, independent little people that you have brought up to trust that they can make and take decisions that will impact them for good and make good decisions, then you need to trust that you have done your best for that child.
Mm.
26, some of our parents got married at, I think my mom got married at 21 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So some people are already married and have kids. My mom had already had 2 kids by the time she was 26.
There you
So when
go.
you look at it, I think he should have just allowed her. Yes, I know it's annoying, but sometimes you have to have the I told you so moment, unfortunately. But we just pray that the I told you so moment is not I told you so fatal moment and it's the end. There's redemption.
Mhm.
That's what we pray that does not happen. But yeah,
Okay.
what
Now,
it is.
okay. So where they are at now is him asking the general question. The answer is of course not. You know it wasn't the right thing to do. But there's still
Mm,
hope. There always is. We can't
yes.
live this life without hope. What I would
Mm.
advocate he does is he gets her out. Go and pay the bill if she is not out already.
So
Go
she's
and
already out. No
pay
more than 24 hours. Mm.
exactly. And you need to go with someone. You can't go on your own again. You've done too much of a nonsense. You need to go with someone that she hopefully respects and would listen to, and let that person mediate between you and her for whatever it is, which I hope is for good purpose. If it is self-serving, leave that girl alone. Just go and mind your business somewhere else and pray that God takes care of you. But if it is for our own good, not yours, take someone with you and let the person mediate and broker peace. And you do need to make it up to her because she will need to rebuild trust in you. You put her in prison for goodness sakes. She will need to rebuild trust. And you also need to do a better job of being a parent to her in this season. She's no longer the person you tell what to do and she must do. That's what I
Yeah.
advocate. I don't know it all, but the little I do know with the state you have put yourself in, you can do better, but not by yourself. So yeah, go ahead, Sissy. What are
Yeah,
your final
but
thoughts on this?
parenting is never, yeah, yeah, parenting is never really easy. So it is a difficult one either way, but we don't know the full context of what has happened that led to that point, breaking
Fine.
communication. But definitely there's been a loss of trust, a loss of so many things. So
Mm.
I think to a certain extent, like you get your advice, he needs to not be on his own with her. He needs to allow someone kind of mediate and so tempers don't flare. And also um give her space to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like you said, I don't want to believe that there's no, that there cannot be a comeback from this. And where there's life, there's hope. As long as we're alive, there is always hope for a bigger, better, brighter future. But how you manage that situation is up to you here on out. It's very, very important that you manage that situation as a father, as a parent. And you also know there might be someone, the thing, we don't even know if she even has children. That's another thing. There might be
None.
someone that can reach out to her, speak to her, be able
Mm.
to mediate and just make sure that she's calm and plead on your behalf and not fan the embers of anger. Because you have a lot of people that come in that they want to help, but they're actually not there to help. They're just
They
there
just
to cause more
mess
harm.
you up.
So,
Mess you up big time.
yeah, I think, yeah, yeah. So um he just needs to do right, but he's gonna have to give her space, then he has to give her space. He just has to be intentional about giving her space.
Mm.
As
Mm.
no matter how annoying it is. and yeah, and hope and pray for the best. So I'm a
Amen.
big believer in praying because that is my only weapon. And if he believes in praying, sometimes it might just be little thing, Lord, just take control, or God, just
Mm,
help, I need your help. Just a
mm,
simple things, just do something and trust that that relationship will be restored at some point.
mm.
But yeah,
It is well.
it's sad anyway.
Anyways, on
Mm.
that note, Sissy, let us say bye. Oh, by the way, love your hair. Love your hair. It's beautiful
Thank you.
color.
I love yours too because I haven't seen you braids in a very, very long time. This is my signature look. I'm a fan of blue and purple, so I always have blue and purple hair. And
Yeah.
also, they always say people that have colored have a lot of, they have an adventurous, mysterious
Yeah.
spirit. So yeah, I'm embracing all of that.
You went too far with that
Exactly.
one. Let's leave that one there. You like that was too far. Okay, then. All that being said and done, it's been Two Nigerian Women. Thank you so much for listening to
Yes.
us. Please do the needful, like, share, subscribe. Come back and listen to
Mm.
us next week. And we do hope you have a blessed week. So bye from me, Sissy.
Bye for me. Enjoy your week and catch you on the next episode. Please subscribe, like, share. And if you have any questions you would like us to deal with or any dilemmas, why not put a comment down and we will try as much as possible to read through them and respond and work on what you want us to talk about. But yeah, we're here for you. We are your online Two Nigerian women. But anyway,
Exactly.
it was nice spending time with you all. Have a wonderful day and catch you in the next episode.
All right.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.